What's going on YouTube? It's Tix here. In this video, I will be describing the different types of side jumps and I'll be going over them in order of difficulty and effectiveness. Hopefully you learned something and let's get right on into it. For this first one, we're going to place a stair and a cone. For a jump out, the whole purpose of this is to pick a direction. I like to go to the right, and then you look in that direction, and then you jump out to the side and face the floor, just like that. Here's the clip in slow motion. Here's the clip in full speed. As you can see, every time I place that cone, I jump out to the side, place the floor. Eventually you can get the movement down to the point where you can land, place a floor, and a stair, just like that. Which is honestly a lot more smooth. It's good for retakes, especially if you're trying to make a clip. Learn that, and then you'll be able to get everything else down. That's what it would look like from beneath it. You're just going up another layer, as you can see, floor and a stair, floor and a stair. It's a very simple rhythm. If you can master that, you can honestly do pretty awesome things. On to the next type of side jump. You'll notice that this one is like the first one, except I don't look out into the initial direction that I'm traveling to, but instead I stay looking straight, but strafe to that direction. So let me break that down. As you can see, I'm still looking forward as I'm jumping out to the side. It's just a matter of about where the ramp is facing after. Instead of pointing out, the ramp is literally just looking up in the same direction. This is a clip in full speed. Watch how I'm jumping here. I have to make sure that I'm all the way out and not hitting my head, jumping too early or too late. Make sure that you jump towards the middle of the ramp and still strafe towards the side. You can also practice with floors. This is good if you're just starting out, but I wouldn't recommend sticking with using floors for jump outs as they tend to be very bulky, and cones are just better in terms of this type of stuff. On to the next type of side jump. This one has walls behind the cone, as well as ramps in front and on top of you for extra cover. This maneuver can be a little bit tricky for some because it has you looking all the way up and then all the way down quickly so that way you can catch yourself. Master that movement and you should be fine. This one is kind of a spin-off from the last one and the one that we did earlier while going sideways like that. So we look up, place those walls, and then strafe to the side. Look up, place walls, strafe to the side, and then catch yourself. Just remember that pattern, keep the movement, and you should be able to master it. One thing to note, if you try to use the floor while placing walls on top, you can't do that because the floor blocks it. That's why I was saying that using a cone will allow you to place those walls behind there with ease. So just getting used to using cones for jump outs, side jumps however you like to call them, is really important. It's pretty easy, and it just takes a few minutes of practice, and you'll have it down pretty fast. This next type of side jump has the same walls on top that we've been talking about, but you're facing in the other direction. In the same direction you would go as if you're doing a 90. Just like that, and just like that. Now you can combine this with having ramps on top of you, or you can land perfectly with no ramps on top. Either way is fine, but this type of jump out is something you need to learn. This is what's called a double side jump because you're quite literally jumping twice in the same motion. So you jump like that, you place it in the cone, and then jump out to the side. This is very hard because you need to get the timing down. If you mess up or hit your head on the cone, you're gonna end up failing the whole thing. Always try to strafe towards the sides so that way you have a better chance of landing it. This is just another type of angle that you can land doing a double side jump, just like that. This is also, if anything, a little bit harder than the previous one because you have to run instead of strafing. The best way to keep a good angle on your character is to move your camera the way you see me do. I kind of like, not necessarily shake it, but like move it in a way so that way I can look down and around so that way I can tell where I'm going. This side jump requires high walls. Now this is going to need to be broken down, so let's get into it. As you can see, have a double edit with the cone in the floor, but you need these high walls here. This is part of a retake. High walls will give you protection, and then you land on this little floor right here. And then you place a ramp and keep going up. Here it is, my broken down. Edit that. Place a wall right there. Make sure that you edit the floor before you place that wall, otherwise you're going to block yourself off. So edit that, place the wall through the cone, and then when you have a good angle, jump and then wrap around. Wrap those walls around so that way you have a really good view of up there. And then edit through and then just keep on going. Here's the side jump part in slow motion so that way you can see just how much of a wide angle you need to have. It looks pretty sick once you get it down. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Yikes. Absolutely shit on. Oh my